quickly, I'm going to call on one of our great supporters, Mr. Emmanuel Olowosulu.
So I'll be running through the Masc Demo. As Dr. Adebola previously mentioned, we would like to just run through a sample test created for this demo. Okay, we are in. I'm just going to take a moment to explain the interface we have here. First and foremost, you can see as basic biodata of the student, the surname and the name. To the right, you have a timer that just gives you the amount of minutes you have left. It's counting down. And something mentioned earlier was how students could tie questions to existing material. And one of the features is this tag, right? So taking note of the tag, this allows specifically for lecturers, right, to track questions. This is necessary because the system randomizes questions and answers, and it's you can have three people sitting together side by side, and they are writing 3 different exams because the system is designed to randomize everything as configured. So let's say there's an issue with this question and it needs a correction. In traditional systems, say on paper, that question will be overlooked or given as a bonus, right? But what we have here is a system whereby the question can be edited in real time, and all you need to do is to refresh the page. So now I'm just going to move on. Okay, it also indicates the amount of questions left. I configured this test to serve 10 questions per trial. It's also worth noting that I mentioned refreshing the page. So in designing the system, one of the things we considered are the factors that affect us, factors that are unique to us, right, here in Nigeria or West Africa as a whole. So I'm very sure we've had experiences where in the course of an exam, there's power failure or the server needs to restart and then everything is lost. One of the features of this platform is it saves your progress. And then like in the instance I mentioned earlier where a question is corrected, all students need to do is to refresh the page and they have their work loaded up. Another thing to note is that this system itself is actually not images, right? These are texts that you can copy and paste somewhere else. The reason for this is traditional systems or other platforms like this, some of them use images, right, for the equations. What you then find out is a system whereby you have very heavy questions, right? Each question is heavy and consumes a lot of bandwidth. But with this, all you transfer from the server is text, and then text and LaTeX enriched markup, and the LaTeX is rendered on the browser. So I'm just going to breeze through this. I'm not really solving the questions. As you can see, the questions themselves are terrible. By that, I mean, there's a common misconception that CBT or multiple choice questions cannot rigorously test engineering subjects, right? Because we feel that, you have multiple choice questions, supposed to be easy, and then you have the theory, which is the hard part. But take a question like this, for instance. It's worth noting that this question requires you to take your time, understand the premise of the question, and also look at the answers carefully, because they all look similar, and you actually have to walk through each step. So this shows that, right, you can actually have multiple choice questions that rigorously test students, and this system has been used in production, as in for students in production, right? So this is not a guess. We've seen this in action. Now, I'm not sure if you caught it, but there was some kind of lag, where you have you saw the code behind, or the LaTeX code, and then it was rendered. So that happens when the question is very heavy on equations, there's an indication that you're going to have a lot of mathematically formatted variables here. So I'm just going to breeze through this to the end because the next ones at the end. Okay, so now we submit. And one more thing that you notice is there's a confirmation because, like I mentioned earlier, this system is being used right actively. And some feedback we get that, oh, someone accidentally submitted the exam and it needs to continue and all that. So this makes sure that you are really sure you want to continue your submission. So as you can see, I got the very wonderful score of 2/10. But moving on, in addition to the traditional report of, oh, you got X out of Y, we see a breakdown, right, which kinds of guides the user or the students to the areas they need more effort. So this would be keyed to the material or textbook the lecturer is using. And for instance, on basic vectors, I missed 3 questions, and the location in the textbook or questions I could practice are given right there. So I can just use this key to go to the textbook and practice to improve myself. So these tags help the students to know the knowledge gaps in their learning and go back to improve themselves. Thank you very much.